Everybody, it's Funk here, and here giving you another Rockers update. And tonight we're doing it in video format, for I actually have a special story behind the game, actually. So before we get to that story, we want to get to the actual stats of the game. So the Gastonia Honey Hunters played the High Point Rockers for Game 2 and at the Rockers Stadium, and the final score ended up being 4-2. In the top of the third inning, Gastonia makes William Sells hits a ball in right field, happens to get an out, but the guy on base happens to score, so they get one score in the third inning. Then in the sixth inning, Josh Sales has a guy on base, and he hits a home run, resulting in a double. The next batter up, it gets a home run as well, and that makes the score 4-0. Bottom of the seventh, High Point's newcomer Gary DiSarcina Jr., a fresh out of college, his debut as a pro player, hits a home run for the first time in his career, and makes the allows the Rockers to have a run on the board. In the bottom of the eighth inning, Stuart Levy hits a home run as well, and that was their only two scores of the game, resulting in a final score of 4-2. So even though it was a loss to the game, it was actually a good night for at least one of our players. That makes the Rockers 6-3 in the series, with the Honey Hunters 4-5. Now, as for the story that I was going to tell you, I happen to be a roamer. What I do sometimes at the games is I like to walk around and see who's in the stands and talk to people that I know. And I'm doing my rounds and I'm walking off of left field, and that's when I see Gary at bat. And I'm watching him play. He hits the home run, and the ball actually comes to me, and I'm like, oh shit. And the I don't see any kids going for the ball, so I'm like, I'm gonna grab this ball. So I'll go ahead and grab the ball, and I'm walking over to right field, and I see my niece. And I go talk to her a little bit. Well, as I'm talking to her, a guy and his kid walk up to me, and his name being Steve, and he tells me that he's hosting Gary at his home for the season, and he tells me the story about him being fresh out of college and all that stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm hosting the player too, and from one host family to another, you can have the ball. So I gave him his ball, and he's hopefully given the ball to Gary later on tonight when he gets home. But congratulations, Gary, on your first home run as a pro player. That's awesome, dude. I wish you well later in the this season. So anyway, let me show you his footage of this. I actually got this footage from Steve. Um, Let me switch over to the other screen here, and there it is.
Let's go, JR!
And there you have it. That was his first home run as a pro player. And here's a picture of Steve's son holding the actual ball in the spot where the ball landed. As you see, close to where his son is standing right there, that's where I was standing at the time. And like I said, the ball went about right here, hit about middle of the net, went straight down, and there was no other people around me. I said, you know what, I'm going to grab the ball, and that's what I did. And I happened to give it to people who were really wanting to have the ball. And like I said, from one host family to another, he deserves that home run ball as a memorial for his pro debut. So congratulations there, JR, for that home run again. Well, anyway, that's it for this recording, and we have tomorrow night's game. Will be game number 3 against the Gastonia Hunting Hunters, and the game starts at 5. I'll be there as usual, watching all the games. They'll have an off day on Monday, and then starting on Tuesday, they'll be playing the Long Island Ducks, and then after that, they'll be playing West Virginia on, I guess that'll be Friday. So anyway, I won't be doing a daily blog beyond that. I will at least do it based on after each series. So until then, Rutgers fans, this is Shoe Funk signing off.